All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a look at a game with well, let's just say a very descriptive title, Moon Colony Bloodbath. It's this wild, darkly funny game all about building things up just to watch them get torn right back down.
Just listen to that. Cities on the moon. No chance whatsoever of failure. Wow, you can almost hear the black and white newsreel music playing, can't you? But given the title of the game, I have a sneaking suspicion that this might be some world-class foreshadowing.
Okay, so let's get into the premise. What even is this game? The designers have this perfect description for it. It's an engine-building, engine-losing game. And that's exactly what it feels like. You spend all your time building this beautiful, intricate little engine, and the game's whole job is just to show up with a sledgehammer and wreck it.
And get this, your goal isn't to succeed. It's not to build some amazing, thriving moon city. Nope. Your goal is just to have one more person alive than the other players when everything inevitably falls apart. So, when you win this game, you're really just the least catastrophic failure at the table.
Okay, so how do you even begin to try and survive this mess? Let's break down your toolkit, the resources you're going to be juggling to keep your little slice of the moon from blowing up.
So here's the rundown. You've got your basics, money for buildings, food to feed the folks in those buildings, and of course, the building cards themselves. But let's be real, the most important resource here, the one that matters more than anything else, is the colonists. They're literally your score. Every little @ symbol is a victory point, so you gotta keep them alive.
All right, let's talk about building that engine. So how do you get things done? Well, here's the twist. You're not entirely in control. The entire game, every single turn, revolves around this one shared deck of cards, a deck that everyone helps build and everyone suffers from.
This is called the progress deck, and it's basically the beating heart of the game. It starts out pretty simple, just a few basic actions, but as the game goes on, all of you are adding new cards into it. Sometimes you'll add something helpful. Sometimes you'll add something absolutely terrible. It's like you're all writing this chaotic, shared story, one card flip at a time.
Okay, so when a work card comes up from that deck, it's go time for everybody. Everyone at the table gets to pick one of these 5 actions. This is the good part. This is where you actually build stuff, get money, draw cards, the whole engine building shebang.
And this is where the real fun starts. See, normally taking the mine action just gets you cash. Simple enough. But if you've already built, say, an iron mine, now when you take that same mine action, you get your money plus a bonus. Every single building you put down powers up your actions. It's all about that synergy.
So you're feeling pretty good, right? You've got a couple of buildings, your little moon base is starting to purr, and that's when it happens. This is where the second part of the game's name makes its grand entrance. It's time for the losing your engine part. It's time for the bloodbath.
So, what's gonna wreck your day? Well, you've got a few options. Trouble cards shuffle nasty events into the deck. Glitch cards are even worse. They slap a haywire robot right on top of the deck so you know exactly what fresh horror is coming next. And the robots, they are not your friends. Think less R2-D2, more planetary demolition crew.
And this right here, this is the core tension of the entire game. One card flip, and it's a work card. Phew, everyone's happy, building things, getting resources. But the very next card flip could be a robot. And bam, suddenly everyone's losing people, things are on fire. It's that knife's edge uncertainty that makes every single card flip so intense.
You've gotta love the dark humor in this game. This quote from Dr. Banerjee is perfect. Your entire life's work is being dismantled by a rampaging robot, and the flavor text is basically like, isn't this exciting? It's that kind of gallows humor that really makes the game shine.
Okay, let's pause and talk about what is, without a doubt, the most important and probably most confusing rule in the whole game. When something bad happens and you have to lose colonists, how does that actually work? It's not as straightforward as it sounds, so pay close attention to this part. So yeah, the big question. A card tells you each player loses 3 colonists. What happens now? There's a very specific, and I mean very specific, set of steps you gotta follow. And trust me, getting this right is the difference between surviving and, well, not. Okay, let's walk through it. A robot shows up and says you lose 3 colonists. Step 1, you look at your playmat. Do you have 3 colonists just hanging out?
Let's say you only have one. Well, you can't pay. So step 2, you are forced to tear down one of your buildings. You don't have a choice. You pick a building, discard it, and all the colonists that were in that building are now on your playmat. Let's say that was 5 people. Okay, so now you have your original 1 plus those 5. You have 6 colonists on your mat. Now you can finally pay the price and lose the 3 colonists you owed. It's brutal. You have to dismantle your own engine just to pay the bill.
And that's why this quote from Dr. White is so perfect. You build these amazing fish-catching machines to make your life better, but when the crisis hits, you're forced to literally tear them apart for spare parts just to survive another day. It's such a great thematic loop.
So, after all that chaos, all that building and breaking, how does this thing actually end? Let's talk about the end game and how we figure out who the winner is.
Basically, there are 2 ways this story can end. The first is tragic failure. If any single player loses their last colonist, I mean they have 0 people left anywhere, the game just stops, instantly. It's all over. The other ending is, well, it's kind of hopeful. If you all survive long enough to find the instruction manual card in the deck, it means you did it. The colonies are stable, humanity actually made it.
But here's the kicker. No matter how it ends, in a sudden catastrophe or a surprising success, the way you win is exactly the same. You just count up all your surviving colonists, both the ones on your mat and the ones still in your buildings. Whoever has the most people left wins. That's it. It's not about who built the best colony, it's about who lost the least.
And that really is the question at the heart of this game. Are you going to try to reach for the stars and build something that lasts? Or are you just going to focus on making sure your disaster is slightly less disastrous than everyone else's? The choice and the bloodbath is all yours.